Why is this machine 2,000 years ahead of its time? Imagine discovering an object so advanced that experts refuse to believe it belongs to the time in which it was found. A machine with dozens of tiny bronze gears, precision engineering, complex mathematical calculations, the ability to predict the movements of the sun, the moon, and even eclipses. At first glance, it looks like something that should have been built during the Renaissance, or perhaps during the Industrial Revolution, not more than 2,000 years ago. And yet, that is exactly what happened. Hidden beneath the waters of the Mediterranean Sea for nearly 2 millennia lay one of the greatest archaeological mysteries ever discovered. A device so extraordinary that many scientists now call it the world's first analog computer. Its name is the Antikythera Mechanism. But its greatest mystery is not what it does, it is how it was ever built. The story begins in the spring of 1900. A group of sponge divers sailing near the small Greek island of Antikythera encountered rough weather. Forced to seek shelter, they anchored near the island and decided to explore the surrounding seabed while they waited. One diver descended into the deep. When he returned to the surface, he could barely describe what he had seen. The ocean floor appeared covered with statues. Bronze horses, marble figures, broken pottery, pieces of an ancient ship scattered across the seabed. At first, nobody believed him. Some thought the diver had become confused after spending too long underwater. Others suspected he had imagined everything. But when more divers descended, they confirmed the incredible discovery. Resting nearly 60 meters beneath the waves was an ancient Roman-era shipwreck dating to around the 1st century before Christ. Over the following months, divers recovered hundreds of remarkable artifacts, magnificent bronze statues, jewelry, glassware, coins, luxury goods that had once belonged to wealthy passengers or traders crossing the Mediterranean. It was one of the richest underwater archaeological discoveries ever made. Among the treasures was a small, heavily corroded lump of bronze and wood. It looked completely unremarkable, broken, encrusted with minerals, barely recognizable as anything man-made. For months, it attracted little attention. Then, something unexpected happened. As the artifact slowly dried inside a museum, pieces began to crack apart. Inside, researchers noticed tiny bronze gears, dozens of them, perfectly cut teeth, interlocking mechanisms, circular dials, fine inscriptions. Nothing like this had ever been discovered from the ancient world. At first, scholars struggled to understand what they were looking at. Some believed it must belong to a much later period. Others assumed it had somehow fallen into the wreck centuries after the ship had sunk, because the alternative seemed impossible. Conventional history suggested that mechanical gear systems of such complexity would not appear until medieval Europe, more than 1,000 years later. How could ancient craftsmen have created something so sophisticated? The more experts examined the fragments, the stranger the mystery became. The gears were not decorative, they were mathematical. Each wheel contained carefully calculated numbers of teeth, every gear connected to another with extraordinary precision. Nothing appeared random. Everything suggested purpose. Someone had designed this machine using advanced knowledge of geometry, astronomy, and engineering. But who? And why? For decades, the Antikythera Mechanism remained one of archaeology's greatest puzzles. Without modern technology, scientists could only examine its outer surface. Most of the machine remained hidden beneath layers of corrosion. It was like trying to understand the engine of a car without opening the hood. Researchers knew something extraordinary was trapped inside. They simply had no way to see it. As the 20th century progressed, theories multiplied. Perhaps it was a navigation instrument. Perhaps it measured time. Perhaps it predicted the seasons. Some even questioned whether the gears actually worked together at all. The fragments seemed too damaged to provide clear answers. Yet one detail continued to astonish everyone who studied it: the craftsmanship. Each bronze gear had been cut with astonishing accuracy. Many were smaller than the palm of a hand. Some contained more than 200 carefully shaped teeth. The slightest mistake would have caused the entire mechanism to fail. This was not the work of an amateur. It was the product of master engineers. Imagine asking a modern watchmaker to build an intricate mechanical clock. Now imagine asking someone to accomplish something similar more than 2,000 years ago, without electric tools, without modern measuring equipment, without precision manufacturing. The challenge seems almost unbelievable. And yet, someone did exactly that. The mystery became even deeper when historians searched for similar devices. They found almost nothing. No earlier prototypes, no later versions, no workshops filled with comparable machines, no factories producing similar technology. It was as if this incredible invention had appeared out of nowhere, only to vanish again. History rarely works that way. Most technologies evolve gradually. Simple designs become more complex. Knowledge spreads from one generation to the next. The Antikythera Mechanism seemed to ignore that pattern entirely. It looked less like the beginning of a technological revolution and more like the surviving fragment of one that had already been forgotten. Could ancient civilizations have understood mechanics far better than we once believed? Had history underestimated the scientific achievements of the ancient Greeks? Or was this machine the work of a single extraordinary genius whose knowledge disappeared after his lifetime? For nearly a century, nobody could answer those questions. The device continued guarding its secrets, hidden behind layers of corrosion. Then, technology finally caught up with the mystery. Powerful X-ray scanners, three-dimensional imaging, and advanced computer analysis would reveal details that no human eye had seen for over 2,000 years. What scientists discovered inside the Antikythera mechanism would completely transform our understanding of ancient engineering and force historians to rewrite one of the most remarkable chapters in the history of technology. For nearly 100 years, the Antikythera mechanism remained silent. Scientists could measure it, photograph it, sketch it, but they could not truly see inside it. The most important parts were locked beneath layers of hardened corrosion that had formed during 2,000 years beneath the sea. Then, in the early 21st century, everything changed. Instead of trying to take the machine apart, researchers turned to a technology more commonly used in medicine: high-resolution X-ray imaging. Combined with three-dimensional computer tomography, these scans allowed scientists to look deep inside the fragile fragments without damaging them. For the first time in 2 millennia, the hidden gears became visible once again. The results stunned the scientific community. The mechanism was even more sophisticated than anyone had imagined. More than 30 bronze gears meshed together in an astonishingly precise system. Every wheel had a purpose. Every ratio had been carefully calculated. This was not simply an ancient machine. It was a mechanical model of the universe. As researchers reconstructed its design, the true purpose of the device slowly emerged. Turning a single handle caused dozens of gears to rotate together. The front display showed the movement of the sun through the zodiac. Another pointer tracked the changing phases of the moon. Additional dials predicted the positions of celestial bodies with remarkable accuracy. On the back of the mechanism, spiral calendars recorded long astronomical cycles. One dial tracked the Metonic cycle, a 19-year period used to synchronize lunar months with the solar year. Another predicted eclipses, not just whether an eclipse would occur, but often whether it would be solar or lunar. Imagine holding a machine in your hands that could predict celestial events years into the future. Now imagine doing so more than 2,000 years ago. No electricity, no computer chips, no digital screens, only bronze gears, mathematics, and extraordinary craftsmanship. Perhaps even more astonishing was the realization that the mechanism accounted for something ancient astronomers had carefully observed. The moon does not move across the sky at a perfectly constant speed. Its orbit changes slightly over time. To represent this irregular motion, the designers created an ingenious arrangement of gears that automatically adjusted the moon's position. It was an engineering solution so elegant that many experts believed such mechanical sophistication had not appeared again until medieval clockmakers more than 1,000 years later. The question was no longer whether the Antikythera mechanism worked. It clearly did. The real mystery became, who possessed the knowledge to build it? Many historians point toward the extraordinary scientific tradition of ancient Greece. It was an age when mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and engineering flourished together. Names such as Archimedes, Hipparchus, and Apollonius transformed humanity's understanding of the natural world. Some researchers believe the mechanism may have been inspired by ideas developed by Hipparchus, one of history's greatest astronomers. Others suggest it could have been built by engineers working within the intellectual traditions established by Archimedes. The truth is, we simply do not know. No surviving document identifies its creator. No workshop has ever been discovered. No instruction manual survived. The machine speaks through its gears, but its inventor remains anonymous. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not how advanced the mechanism was. It is why its technology seemed to disappear. History usually moves forward. Innovations spread. Craftsmen teach apprentices. Knowledge passes from one generation to the next. Yet after the Antikythera mechanism, there is an extraordinary silence. For centuries, nothing comparable appears in the archaeological record. It is as though humanity briefly reached a remarkable level of mechanical understanding, only to lose it. How could that happen? History offers one possible answer. Knowledge is surprisingly fragile. Libraries burn. Wars destroy cities. Empires collapse. Master craftsmen die without students. Ideas vanish when the societies protecting them disappear. The ancient world experienced all of these tragedies. The famous Library of Alexandria was damaged over centuries of conflict. Political instability disrupted centers of learning. Trade networks weakened. Scientific communities scattered. When civilizations decline, knowledge does not always survive with them. The Antikythera mechanism reminds us that history is not always a straight line of progress. Sometimes humanity moves forward, sometimes it stands still, and occasionally it forgets. In many ways, the mechanism is more than an archaeological artifact. It is a message sent across 2,000 years by people who understood the stars with astonishing precision. People who transformed mathematics into moving bronze. People whose achievements remained hidden beneath the sea until chance brought them back into the light. Today, engineers continue studying every surviving fragment. Computer models recreate missing gears. Researchers search the original shipwreck for additional pieces that may still lie buried beneath the sand. Each new discovery adds another sentence to a story that is still incomplete. Perhaps one day, another mechanism will be found. Perhaps another shipwreck still waits somewhere beneath the Mediterranean, carrying tools that will force us to rethink history once again. Or perhaps the Antikythera mechanism will remain unique, a solitary masterpiece, the lone survivor of a forgotten technological tradition. Whatever the answer may be, one thing is certain. The ancient world was far more intelligent, far more creative, and far more technologically capable than we once imagined. Sometimes we think of history as a journey from darkness into knowledge. But discoveries like the Antikythera Mechanism reveal a far more complicated truth. Human knowledge does not simply grow forever. It can be lost, rediscovered, forgotten, and found again. Perhaps the greatest mystery was never the machine itself. The greatest mystery is how many other extraordinary inventions have disappeared without leaving a trace. How many brilliant minds have been erased by time? How many discoveries still lie hidden beneath deserts, beneath forests, or beneath the ocean floor, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover them? Because history is not just a record of what humanity remembers, it is also a record of everything humanity has forgotten. And somewhere, buried beneath the weight of centuries, the next forgotten masterpiece may already be waiting to rewrite history once again.